Jeremy Bowen, our Middle East editor. Well, let's discuss the interview with our Middle East reporter, Lina Sinjab, who was born, raised, educated in Syria, in fact, in Damascus, and you've met Bashar al-Assad 3 or 4 times as well, haven't you? What do you make of the timing of this interview?
This is very important timing for President Assad to come out and send a message to the world to say, I am the savior against all these terrorists, especially after the terrible news of the burning of Muazzez al-Qasasbi, and the whole world is moving against the extremist group calling themselves ISIS. This is exactly what President Assad has been trying to say from the beginning, that there is no peaceful protest in Syria. It's all extremist Wahhabi-funded movement. And today what's happening with ISIS, it's proven some of his, methodology as right. But in fact, what you see from what he says is like denial after denial after denial of the whole reality around him, even denying, his forces using barrel bombs against civilians.
Is he the man in control? Because for years he was seen, wasn't he, as the puppet, really, of his father's henchmen, or his father's advisors, who were really guiding him. He was seen as the clean pair. He was as the sort of the clean pair of hands. But what is the reality now?
Well, he definitely doesn't fit into the shoulders of his father, but many would say that he is really the commander. He is the one who takes orders. In fact, he dismissed most of the old guards that were surrounded by his father. And many would argue that if it was his father facing these situations, he wouldn't have responded in the same way, cracking down on the whole country, not only one city, like his father did in Hama in 1980s, killing at least, thousands of people there. But the problem is with him today is that he says that his legacy is from the people, but without Iran, Russia helping him, funding him, sending strategic military and even boots on the ground, especially from Iran, he wouldn't have sustained in power until today.
How much collusion do you think there is between the Syrian regime and the coalition in terms of those airstrikes? Because as Jeremy was pointing out, it is remarkable, isn't it? There haven't been any shooting down of warplanes by either side.
Well, there has been definitely a lot of security coordination from many countries, even before the coalition started striking ISIS. But it's clear, and he confirmed it in the interview, that there are coordination going on, especially via Iraq. And we know that the Iraqi Prime Minister, just before the Americans started the airstrike, visited Damascus and met with the president. So that's the channel of coordination that's taking place. But it's interesting to see that both are targeting different areas. Like people on the ground would tell you that they're coordinating, but since the start of the uprising and the start of IS in 2013, Assad's forces never targeted these extremist groups, but rather eliminated all other groups from the equation.
Because he's trying to allow the chaos to ferment.
And not only this, because he wants to reach what the world has reached today in basically seeing Syria through the prism of IS and thinking, well, he is the better from them. But there is a majority of Syrians who don't want both, that their voices are not heard at all.
Okay, Lina, thank you very much indeed.